the traveling museum of the paranormal and the occult. Its collection includes a statue known as the Idol of Nightmares, which supposedly has the power to induce vivid dreams. A striking sculpture called the Crone that can allegedly summon poltergeists. And Ruby, a haunted doll that's said to produce intense emotions in all who hold it. But the creepiest artifact here is deceptively ordinary.
It's a little less than a foot long. It's about 3-4 inches wide. There's paint on the one side, and it's pretty banged up.
This broken piece of wood was part of the most famous paranormal event in America.
This is the story of a haunted house, the family that moves into it, and a mystery that's still captivating us today.
It's 1977. Readers across the country are obsessed with a frightening new book. Its title, The Amytiville Horror. It tells the allegedly true tale of an American family's horrifying experience living in a real haunted house. According to the story, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children moved into 112 Ocean Avenue, a large Dutch colonial in Amytiville, New York. They had purchased the home at a steep discount due to its dark history.
The house had a nasty reputation. 6 different people were murdered in that house. Someone had gone from room to room one night and shot them all with a rifle.
Soon after the Lutzes moved in, they experienced a series of inexplicable events.
The first things they started to notice in the home were some strange odors, like a sour smell. One night, they found a bunch of mysterious cloven hoof prints in the snow. They thought that maybe these were being made by a demon.
And things soon got worse. The Lutzes claimed that strange black goo oozed out of the walls and that the home became infested by houseflies. Windows were shattered and doors blown off their hinges without any apparent cause.
They were absolutely terrified. They didn't know what to do. Their dream home had become a living nightmare.
The Lutzes reached a terrifying conclusion. Their house was haunted by the ghosts of those who had been murdered there just 1 year earlier. In desperation, the Lutzes asked a priest to come bless their home. But even the holy man's rituals could not rid the house of evil. Just 4 days after the priest's blessing, Kathy Lutz woke up with strange cuts and bruises all over her body.
This was the last straw. They knew they had to do something else.
After living in the house for just 28 days, the family fled in terror.
They hired movers to come and get all of their stuff, and they never went back.
The Lutzes related their tale of terror to author Jay Anson, who turned it into the best-selling book, The Amytiville Horror. The work is praised as one of the nation's most credible supernatural accounts.
The public just can't get enough of this story.
But amidst the publicity, not everyone is convinced that the family is telling the truth.
There was more to the Amytiville story than meets the eye.
In 1977, a year after the book's release, a paranormal researcher named Dr. Stephen Kaplan decides to look into the so-called Amytiville Horror.
Kaplan valued the field of paranormal research so much that he took it upon himself to try and weed out what was real from what wasn't real.
Kaplan contacts the infamous house's new owners. He learns that when they moved in, they saw none of the damage to windows or doors described in the book. And when Kaplan visits the house himself, it looks like nothing unusual ever happened there.
Glass looks original. Everything looks like it's perfectly fine. Nothing was even bent funny.
After finding more than 100 inconsistencies in the Amytiville story, Kaplan can reach only one conclusion. The so-called haunting was an elaborate hoax.
Kaplan said that the Amytiville horror was an outright lie.
Kaplan soon discovers what he believes is the reason for the ruse. George Lutz's construction company was about to go bankrupt. Kaplan theorizes that Lutz concocted the haunting and sold the story to a publisher to collect a hefty payday.
Kaplan dubbed the Amytiville story the greatest haunted house hoax in America.
The Lutzes, for their part, stick to their story that their house was truly haunted.
Even if the story is not totally true, you have to give the Lutzes an A for effort. If you're gonna make a story up, you might as well make it a good one.
Today, this piece of wood taken from the Amytiville house is on display at the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult. It recalls the terrifying ghost story that blurred the line between fact and fiction.